So Jeff and I always wanted to have a business together, and I've always been obsessed with cheese. It just became clear to both of us that it'd be really cool if we could start making cheese ourselves. And with Jeff's background, manufacturing seemed to appeal to him a lot. So this is when we came up with the idea that we were going to make cheese and build a creamery.
And then you can see Mount Baker and the Twin Sisters, which, you know, is a lot of people think we named the creamery after the Twin Sisters Mountain right here. There's an upper mountain they call Twin Sisters, but we didn't. We named them after the Twin Sisters here. But
why do you like to go to the farm?
Because we have a friend there named McKenna, and there's kittens at the farm.
Larry has a name out there in the industry to help cheesemakers, and he's fourth generation farmer. It's single source, you know, Jersey milk, which is high in fat. We wanted Jersey milk. We were hoping for Jersey, and he has a Jersey herd, and so we really do know exactly where our milk is coming from. I got him in the back here, McKenna. Okay, all righty. Thanks, Larry. Nice to see you.
Milkers that you saw, that milk is coming into that tank and literally probably, I'm sure, a lot of it going right back down into my hose, onto my truck, and it's into my vat like within an hour and a half after it came out of a cow. You know, we're not the farmers, but we're pretty darn close as you can get.
As fresh as you can get.
And the herd there, we know exactly where our milk's coming from, you know, really down to, you saw the tag numbers on the cows. If I stood there and wrote down a few numbers, I could say probably some of this cheese came from cow number 235, right? Because I saw them getting milk this morning.
Going straight to the milking parlor so we can get the milk as fresh as possible, and then bringing it back to the creamery and basically hooking up and gravity feeding the vat as soon as we arrive. So we're processing within about an hour of that milk pickup.
We're saving time, about a half hour here, because it's heating basically as we're filling it. And by the time we get it full, it's going to be about 80 degrees, 78 degrees, so we only have to wait a couple minutes till it gets to 90.
And then right now what we're doing, we've got the culture setting, so we're going to add the cultures. It's going to help us with the texture and the flavor of the cheese. And once the cultures are set, we'll add the rennet. And the rennet's going to take about an hour to set, and that's going to start that separation of the whey from the curds. It's going to firm it up so that we can cut it. It's like 80% of our business plan is manufacturing. So that's the reason that the building's here and was built. And the retail side is, again, just our love of cheese, all cheese, not just what we make, but then also inviting customers in to get to know us and experience cheese with us, and not just what we're producing here, but also to see from an education standpoint how cheese is made and the whole journey from beginning to end, really. And then we're going to agitate for about an hour to get to the firmness that we need it to be. And then we're going to hoop and get all of that cheese out of that vat.
All of the fat. We're getting all the fat out of the vat.
That's fat out of the vat.
That's the problem.
All the cheese out of the vat as quickly as we can. And then it's 3 days in the production room. It gets turned throughout the evening, and then the next day it gets hand cut and hand salted. And then on day 3, it all gets pierced with a piercing machine, which is stainless steel needles, which pokes holes through the cheese so that it can get oxygen into it, so that the blue that we added at the very beginning of the process can actually grow into the mold that we're looking for. And then it's going to go in a blue room, a wet room, high humidity, and a controlled temperature in order to encourage that mold to grow. So it'll take about 3 weeks, and then it'll be blue, but it'll be completely covered in blue. And then Jeff's favorite job is hand washing every single one of the individual wheels.
Cheesemakers and think it's awesome. It is awesome, but there's a lot of
The whole thing about having a business, it's so much bigger than you thought it would be. Like, you have that vision in your head and this is going to be great. It is great. It's incredible hard work. It's hard to turn it off because you own the business, so it's not just when we're here. But it's so rewarding that it can stand on its own feet and it can generate enough income to pay its own bills and belong here, and that we can continue to grow from there. And then that we can make a beautiful quality product that we're really proud of. I mean, that's the best thing for me.
And then a customer walks in a couple of weeks ago and brings us this little bracelet or little menu, this little cheese menu from San Francisco down in Fisherman's Wharf of the cheeses they got on their cheese plate. And
it was
right
at a
there,
restaurant
the Twin
in San
Sisters
Francisco.
Whatcom Blue. You know, it's really cool.
And we don't even know it's at that restaurant.
We don't even know it's there. and somebody that we don't even really know, they just knew they'd been here before. Yeah. They came in and said, "Hey, I thought you wanted to see this. It tasted really good on the plate." You know?
And we wanted to have a family business that hopefully the girls are excited to be a part of when they're older.
Cheese making, they've been doing it for hundreds of years, thousands of years, and you get a product. And it's really cool to see it in a restaurant somewhere when you go in and your cheese is on a menu and you can actually order it and taste it and see what is the person really seeing out here, where we know where it all starts.